Legends division about to crank up here at Langley Speedway, so hang on to what you got. Here we go, about a half a lap as the light is out atop the pace truck. Brian May, Brad Hancock on the front row, Steve Ward and Steve Kesey, Jamie Price, Michael Edwards in row 3, and Sparky West and Chris Rayford. Joe Hendricks Jr. and Spencer Saunders in the top 10. Then Scotty Edwards, Danny Wyatt, Bobby Gobble, Nick Lates, Chris Peterson, Chris Lemons, and Owen Chappell. They battle out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Brian May hangs on to the lead in 22. Brian May, Steve Kesey now. Steve Kesey falling back a little bit. The 97 inching his way up front, Steve Ward. And he's got to battle down to the inside with Jamie Price in that 08. Brian May takes off. He's got about 7 to 8 car lengths ahead of Jamie Price in that 08, followed by Steve Kesey in the 0, all over the back end of Jamie Price between 3 and 4. 17 inching his way up, Brad Hancock. And a spin in turn number 2. The 9 goes around. Michael Edwards brings out the first caution flag as he spins down to the inside of turn number 2. First caution on lap 3. Michael Edwards brings it out.
Digging in his ear with a pen. They need my help, and I'm just thankful I can get it. Diet Pepsi, 0 calories, unbelievable taste, refreshingly flawless, like us.
Look for the Mountain Dew and Energy Racing display at public supermarkets for info on a chance to meet me, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
We are just about set to go back to green flag racing. Our first caution flag comes out on lap 3. We have quite a bit of racing still to go for the Legends. This is a 25-lap race, and we are back underway as the green flag flies yet once again. Brian May trying to regain that lead, and he does. But Jamie Price, he is there in the 08. Steve Kesey not letting him get away, and a spin. They both spin. Looks like they might have slipped in something. They both spun at the same time at the same place. So another caution flag. Jamie Price and Steve Kesey both spin. And the 30, Joe Hendricks Jr., last year's champion, comes to the pits. Steve Kesey and Jamie Price will have to fight their way back from the rear of the field. Banner year here at Langley Speedway for 2011. More touring events than ever before. Took a spin down low in between turns 3 and 4, mostly turn 3 at the bottom. Those two guys are going to be fighting their way up through the field too. And there they go by, 08 and the 0, Jamie Price and Steve Kesey. Jamie, he's from Poquoson. He finished 3rd in the points last year. And Steve Kesey, Yorktown, Virginia. Jamie Price has a few fans in the audience tonight. Just a couple. Brian May, I bet he's got some fans too. And Steve Kesey. All right, here we go. Back to the green flag action. Spencer Saunders trying to make a move down on the inside. He gets by Steve Ward. And the 97 takes over the second spot. Second, third, and fourth right there together. And here goes the 17 now. Brad Hancock looking to the inside of Steve Ward. Trying to get by him, can't quite do it. Steve doing a great job to hold him off on the outside. In the blue, number 97. But here goes the 17, Brad Hancock, taking over that third spot. Jamie Price and Steve Kesey working their way through the traffic. They're on the back straightaway. Joe Hendricks Jr. too in the 30 car following those guys through. Brian May, he's got about 8 car lengths on the 7 of Spencer Saunders. Lap number 7 about to come up in lights. 2 caution flags so far, both on lap 3. And look at these 3 racing near the rear of the field, but having a good time doing it. Chris Rayford, he's in the 88. Danny Wyatt in the 8. Steve Kesey and Jamie Price continue to battle and try and work their way up to the front. After both spinning down low in turn 3 on lap 3. Brian May leads Spencer Saunders, Brad Hancock, Steve Ward, Scotty Edwards, the top 5, followed by Chris Rayford, Danny Wyatt, Sparky West, Steve Kesey, and Jamie Price have worked their way up to the top 10. They're followed by Joe Hendricks Jr., Owen Chappell, Chris Peterson, Nick Lates, Michael Edwards, and Bobby Gobble. Spencer Saunders looks like he's closing in on Brian May. Closes the gap again between turns 1 and 2. Lap traffic just ahead. Owen Chappell, the 54, and they split the difference. Both get by Chris Peterson in the 16. And look at this race for the lead. Spencer Saunders uses the lap traffic, takes advantage of it, gets by, and takes the lead on Brian May. Brad Hancock also makes a move. Brian May goes back to 3rd. Meanwhile, Steve Kesey and Jamie Price continue to fight their way back up to the front. They've got very fast race cars. 14 laps completed, trying to get to lap 25. Jamie Price and Steve Kesey hoping for a caution flag so they can catch back up, but they're doing a pretty good job under green flag conditions. Brian May trying to catch back up to the back end of the 17 of Brad Hancock. Lap number 16 goes up in lights. Great battle back here between the 88 of Chris Rayford, Steve Kesey the 0, and Jamie Price in 08. Spencer Saunders leads, Brad Hancock in 2nd, Brian May 3rd, Steve Ward 4th in the 97, and Scotty Edwards, the 81, is in 5th. Followed by Chris Rayford in 6th, the 88, Steve Kesey 0, all over the back end of Chris, followed by Jamie Price and Danny Wyatt in car 8. Joe Hendricks in the top 10 in car 30. 6 laps to go this next time by. Steve Kesey now to the inside of the 88. It's down on the rumble strips a little bit. battles down the back straightaway, makes the pass, and here comes Jamie Price in that 0-8. Five laps to go. The Cycle Sit Corporation Legends. Cycle City, sponsoring the Legends division, 21 laps completed. Danny Wyatt and Chris Rayford battle side by side between turns 1 and 2. Chris Rayford, for the minute, wins that battle. About 7 to 8 car lengths separate first and second. Spencer Saunders in the 7. Spencer Saunders, Newport News driver. Chick-fil-A, Saunders Signs and Designs Harbor Construction Company, just a few laps to go until he nabs the checkered flag. White flag out. Great race tonight for the Legends division. Spencer Saunders looking for that checkered flag in a half a lap. Checkered flag is out. Spencer Saunders wins after 25 laps. Followed by Brad Hancock, Brian May, Steve Ward, Steve Kesey, Jamie Price, Chris Rayford, Scotty Edwards, Danny Wyatt, Joe Hendricks, followed by Sparky West, Chris Peterson, Owen Chappell, Nick Lates, Michael Edwards, and Bobby Gobble. There's your winner, the 7, Spencer Saunders. Spencer of Newport News, he has Chick-fil-A of Mercury Boulevard, Fine Art Shop, Mike's Carts and Parts, and Mike's Tar and Auto helping him out this year. Driving a 34 Ford Coupe model, Spencer Saunders does the burnout on the front straightaway. And I think he's a little happy, and he should be. Let's send you over to Chuck Hall.
Celebration early here before he gets to victory lane. Spencer Saunders had some misfortune just a couple of weeks ago in practice, flipping there, hitting the front straightaway, but that team worked feverishly and got this car back in top form, come out for the 2011 season and win the first race of the year for the Cycle City Corp right here in the Legends division. NX racing a big part of Langley Speedway, and it shows in our great competitors. And more details on how the big race will evolve again in 2011. You can follow it at langley-speedway.com or check out our new radio show on Tuesday nights, WHKT 1650 Conservative Talk Radio for Langley Speedway Live with Bill Mullis, myself. Coming up this Tuesday, Sean Beluzzo and Ricky Derrick will join us, plus the host of many others. Spencer Saunders will pull it in the number 7 Legends car right here in Victory Lane. He'll get unstrapped. We'll talk to the new winner here for 2011. The Pomoco Auto Group on board with another winning trophy.
And Chuck?
Yeah.
He came all the way from the 10th position, Spencer Saunders did.
Like I say, it's been a turbulent 2 weeks for this young team as he wrecked the car, came from 10th, puts it in Victory Lane. That's what winners are all about. Spencer Saunders. Come on down here. There he is. The Pomoco Auto Group, peace of mind, of course, Pomoco.com. Pomoco Auto Group, proud sponsors of racing here at Langley Speedway. Spencer will get that helmet off, and we'll talk to him in Victory Lane here at Langley Speedway. Madison standing by, waiting to give a trophy with Henry Ayers. Congratulatory back slaps there, I guess you call it, from Brad Hancock and others. Spencer, come on up here, man. We were talking about how tough it's been. You came out here earlier in the season before we got going in practice, had a little trouble on the front straightaway, tore the car up. You come out here, you come from 10th today, and you put it in Victory Lane. That's a good way to kick off a race season.
Yeah, finally we got one. We kind of gave one away last year going into 3. We spun out coming to the white flag. But that was last year. This is now. all the credit goes to my dad. He's been doing his homework this off season. You know, me and him spent hours and hours and nights in the shop just trying to figure out what we can do. I'd like to thank my dad, Ryan, CrushCon, Chick-fil-A at Mercury Boulevard, everybody, my mom. We tore up the car a couple weeks ago, first practice out here, and we put it back together and put it in victory lane. So hope everybody enjoyed it.
I know it's too early in the point season, but are you going to be the guy they're going to have to beat now?
I'm just going to race and try to win every race I can and let the points fall as it may. And also, let me thank God for keeping us all safe tonight.
Absolutely. Spencer Saunders, come right up here. We have a winning trophy for you and a little water as well. They always want to go after the microphone for some reason. Hey, your mic's broke. Don't break it anymore. Step right up here. Madison, step up. And Henry, another great race here in the Promoco Auto Group race